If an Indian comes here to talk and he's telling us about how to launch rockets and he's speaking in his typical Indian accent, everybody in this room will say, I saw these Indian people, they talk. If you bring an Igbo boy like me to come and talk about the digital space and I make a mistake in English, my own Igbo brothers will be the first to say, well, this man for go ahead, wait till he come to if English don't really make it go Alaba market. They have taken away the fact that I may also know the subject matter, but that I have learnt it in a way that it must not be communicated in English. So what we are doing as a platform is that we have the best of the facilitators, the teachers, to teach digital skill, but we want to be that platform that will teach digital skill education in pidgin English. It doesn't matter to us the language at which you understand the data science. Forget about how to communicate it. Understand the subject matter. Countries are growing. India has taken off. In 2023, India made over 100 billion in diaspora remittance into India, including the money they got from GetBundi, including the money they got from us, including the money they got from you. Sorry, but it's the truth. Your minister has said it before, that we are hosting something in the sky, something. And the people that are hosting it, they are somewhere, and Indians are benefiting over 100 billion US dollars. India is no longer a cheap place for tech people. Some strong tech engineering companies in India now take about $50 per hour. And when they do, what do? They take it home. So they're taking it to India. But listen, the problem with Africa, and especially Nigeria, is that we are one of the most praying nations in the world, but we do not understand the context of what the Bible or the Quran has said. Unfortunately, we don't. If they give me an opportunity, I will tell Nigerian government to get a legislation that will turn 90% of our churches into digital skill platforms. Sunday, let's do church. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, let's learn digital skill in that space. Because they have light. You cannot build this nation if we continue to do what we are doing now. It is not working. The people who are Japan, His Excellency has left the ambassador, the Canadian guy. Listen, some of Africans in Canada are sleeping on the street. It's not about going to Canada. If you want to go to Canada, which skill do you have? When we were growing up in Europe, barbers made more money than us. In the US, there's a particular guy from Abia State that we all borrowed money from. He's the least educated amongst us, but everybody must borrow money from him, must respect him. If you don't respect him, at the end of the month, when the bill comes, you know how to respect him. He didn't go to school, but he's a plumber, he's an electrician, he does fertilizing job. If you call emergency, you have a problem in your house, you need a fertilizer, they send him. The same guy. You have an electrical problem, you call for tomorrow, they send him. The same guy. His car is a Bronco, white Bronco. I can even visualize the car with a tailboard that has a toolbox at the end. He fixes everything. He has cash. We speak all the English. At the end of the month, the boy have transfer 5,000. End of next month, Osita, you must bring interest. That is the power of skill. He learned it in Nigeria. He didn't learn it with English. He probably learned it with Igbo. So, look at our numbers. Look at the numbers. In Nigeria alone, you can find over 50 million people less than 35 years old. Now, let's do a simple mathematics. If Nigeria makes an intentional effort to train IT hubs and structures and clusters that will teach them in their native tongues. Let's teach them in Yoruba language. Listen, if you get a boy from Osun and you teach him graphics in Pidgin English, he will probably not come to Lagos. He will be in Osun and make a living out of it. If you get the boy in Asaba and you teach him video editing, that place is fast becoming another Nollywood hub. He will not come to Lagos. He will be in Asaba, edit videos. Now let me tell you, I was in Niger State a month ago. If I tell you the amazing talents I saw in Mina, you will not believe it. Amazing talents. And most people in this room don't know that there's also a northern boy from Sokoto State who designs vehicles for Chevrolet in the US. That is how smart we are as a people. But what we lack is the understanding, the government support, the institutional support, the private sector support to understand that this is the time for us to rethink education, for us to rethink the digital skills space. In the next 10 years, if your business is not online, you are not in business, no matter what it is. Most people also don't understand why the churches are successful. Sorry that I go back to the churches, right? Because they are one of the successful industries in Nigeria. They are successful because they understand change. Immediately COVID started, or the guys moved online. People were paying tithe online. Why didn't you move your training online? So that people can learn online. You see the mindset. It's a mindset problem that we need to reset. This is what we have created with GetBundi. We have created an opportunity for Nigeria, an opportunity for Africa to educate African youths in English, Pidgin English, and in any other indigenous language that is spoken across Africa. This is our goal. We want to be able to educate 20 million Nigerians, 20 million Africans between now and 2030. This is our initiative. It doesn't matter to us in that language or in the language that they understand the technical skill. But what matters to us is that we can present this man here and say that he's a data scientist and you work on it from today till the next month. He is a data scientist. We want to be able to make sure that people who come to our platform understand what we set out to teach them and not the language at which they understand it. Now let me show you or tell you how we fool ourselves as Africans. Anybody who understands Hausa here will understand this better. BBC came into Nigeria to come and make money. They didn't come here as a foundation. They came to make money, to promote their platform, to reach this number of people that will, of course, bring them business because the eyeballs translate to money. BBC operated in Nigeria and they looked at the Nigerian landscape and they understood clearly that the Northerners listened to the radio more than any other part of Nigeria. This is the statistics we are talking about. And in the understanding that the Northerners listened to the radio more than any other part of Nigeria, they understood also that they like it in their language. BBC, we were all in Nigeria, BBC came and started BBC Hausa. Do you know the number of people that listen to BBC every day in Hausa language? If you want to broadcast anything in the north, take it to BBC, put it in the outside news, then you will see the number of people you reach. They looked at the market and they didn't understand what was happening in the other part of Nigeria. They understood quickly that the only way a Yoruba boy and an Igbo boy who don't understand these two languages will communicate will be Pidgin English. They moved to BBC Pidgin. Google looked at this thing and saw that they were losing market, that the source of information has moved. Google quickly turned their website and their platform into a platform where you get into Google. If you want your news in Pidgin, you click Pidgin. So are you saying to me that Africans can't see that Google has given you Google search engine in Pidgin English, in Hausa and Igbo and Yoruba to get you because they know that's what you speak? That BBC have given you the BBC Hausa and they've gotten you because they know what you speak, and the government cannot across Africa give ourselves education in our indigenous languages so that we can thrive. Sir, we are leading a revolution with GetBundi, and our target is to train 20 million Africans in English and in any other African language that they understand, so that we will build a formidable workforce that will stay in Africa and work for companies overseas and bring the remittance back into Africa to help build Africa. This is